Hello and welcome to another edition of Wisdom Kipa Wednesdays with me, Kipa Chitan. I'm here again to talk about the medicine and the energy of the animals, and today I am here to talk about snake. Yet another one I'm very connected with. Snake represents transmutation, and transmutation took me a while to figure out what transmutation was exactly. And if you think about the energy of a snake, the traits of a snake, the behaviors of a snake, is that of the shedding. And it's that shedding that is the transmutation. It's shedding the old skin in order to have a refreshed body, in order to have a refreshed energy. And so when we use that in correlation of ourselves, we are taking something and transmuting it to something new. We're taking an energy and making it something completely different. Even though, yes, it's the same body, it's the same being. When you think of transmutation, it's the same as alchemy. You're taking copper and making it into gold. You know, there's many different beliefs on how that happened back in the day. There were magicians who would take things and turn them into something else. But I'm speaking of that of energy. And so using that snake energy, they teach us a lot. Not only are they a ground crawler, you know, they're the closest to the earth. Their bellies are touching the earth. So they have that deep connection to earth. They have that deep connection to the underground as well, going deep within. You know, we talked earlier about bear, of going within. This is a different way of going within. This is a burrowing to not only be safe, you know, finding that safe place where you can do your shedding, where you can do your transmutation, your transformation. A little bit different. I'll talk about transmutation and transformation in just a moment. But finding that cool, cold, dark place to where you can feel safe. It may be weird to think, oh, dark and cold is safe, but to a snake it is. Where we come through. I talked about the void before. Where we come from is a dark and cold place. And that's where creation comes from. That's where recreation comes from as well. And this is basically what's happening as you're recreating. I talk about transmutation being different than transformation, because transformation is more of stages. You think about a butterfly, and I'll talk about that in another episode, but with butterfly, you have stages of transformation. There's different parts of what's going on in your little world. With snake, the transmutation is the ridding of. So it's getting rid of what's not needed anymore. It's getting rid of that which no longer serves you. When a snake is crawling on the ground and bumping up against all these logs and rocks and obstacles and going through life and beating up the body a little bit to where that skin is going to start to scar, that skin is going to rip, that skin is going to not be able to protect you anymore. So fortunately, they have the ability to get rid of that skin. And if we put on that to ourselves on an energetic level, it's like, what is it that I've battered myself with? What is it that I've bumped up against all these obstacles that I don't need anymore? It's like, I've already gone through those obstacles. I've already crawled through the muck and the twigs and the rocks, and I've already scarred myself. I've already been through the battle, basically. And now I can take that armor off because it no longer serves me. It's getting weak now. And I need something else. So I'm going to take that skin and let it be. And I'm going to pull myself out of that skin. I'm going to pull myself out of all those things that happened before and become something new. You know, I learned from that. Here's this pile of skin over here that how you say, peeled myself out of, basically. But I know I don't want to go back inside that skin. A lot of us do that, though. We want to crawl right back into the skin that serves us no longer. And so this is a way of reminding ourselves, taking that energy of the snake, those lessons of the snake, to remind us not to go back into that skin. We have the ability to replenish. We have the ability to renew and rejuvenate. And that's what this is all about. It's a very healing. When we talk about snakes, there's no mistake. You look through history. Snakes get a bad rap, y'all. You watch movies and snakes are always depicting evil. Snakes are depicting like those people that are going to deceive you. Or, you think of like Slytherin or, the tree of life where the snake tempted Eve. But in actuality, the snake is a healer. It's also the symbol on medical symbols, the caudius, which is the staff, and the snake. There's usually two snakes winding around the staff, which not only represents our DNA, it represents energy, it represents healing, and it represents medicine. Medicine on a Western outtake is more of like chemical medicine and things that you ingest into your body to make you better. But when snake speaks of medicine and of healing, it is of energy, energetic, getting yourself out of that situation that was harming you. It's also no mistake that snake has... I'm trying to think of a way of conveying this, but there are two types of snakes. There's vipers, which are venomous, and there's constrictors, which squeeze. So a snake will either squeeze its prey or it will kill its prey with poison. That same poison, however, can be transmuted into a remedy. If you get a snake bite, the only thing that's going to cure that remedy is that of the snake, that medicine of the snake, with a few added ingredients, but you need to go back to the source in order to heal. So this snake is always a representation of healing for me, anyway. I'm not afraid to share that I've been in a few plant medicine ceremonies, and snake is always present because of that, because they're the healer. They hold space for your healing. If you do ayahuasca, you're undoubtedly going to see a snake within your visions. If you do other plant medicines, more than likely you're going to see snake in your visions, because they are the guardians not only of those plants, but they are the guardians of your healing. They're there because they want that for you. They want you to learn the lessons of how to get out of the skin that no longer serves you. The skin being a certain energy or a certain issue or a certain person, place, or thing that no longer serve you. So when you see these snakes, a little share here, I was terrified of snakes for years. But when you see them, see the beauty in them, because they are there for you. They are there to teach you that healing, and that you have the ability to heal yourself. Your body has the ability to heal itself. It's just a matter of tapping into that and finding those lessons and finding what it is that needs to be transmuted. I hope this was helpful for you today, and that the curiosity of these animals helps you understand yourself more. If you have an animal that you'd like to learn about, please comment below, like this, share it, subscribe. And as always, thank you for joining me for yet another Wisdom Kipa Wednesday.